We talked about the lawsuit that you had last time. And since that time, there was some news saying that your house was going to get seized or something like that.
I mean, when I woke up this morning, I woke up at home.
You're still at home? Good.
Yeah, and I drove here. I got here pretty fast.
Right.
And but again, at the end of the day, man, it's like that girl know that I didn't do anything to her. I didn't violate her.
According to All Hip Hop, a judge has ordered its sale to help cover a $7.1 million judgment owed to Priscilla Rainey. Rainey sued the Los Angeles rapper in 2015 with an allegation of sexual assault. It stemmed from the filming of a VH1 reality show called She's Got Game. Despite Game's denial of the allegations, he failed to show up to court for trial, and thus Rainey was awarded a default judgment. So yeah, I don't know like who advised the Game, telling him that he didn't have to show up for court, because realistically, if he had taken this to court, he could have probably settled for, I don't know, like $100,000, a couple $100,000, something like that.
All right. So what would be your final take about being on the She Got Game show?
My final take on it, it was an experience. I set out to, do something to promote myself and do something to advance my career, because I own a mobile day spa called Luxe Boutique, and I also have a clothing line called Wet by Rain.
We talked about in our last interview that before you got signed to Aftermath, you and Diddy were running around together.
Right.
Fast forward 2024, and Diddy's in a whole new world.
Right.
With the Cassie lawsuits, saying that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. Then the whole freak off situation and the gay rumors and the Meek Mills getting dragged into it and everything else like that.
50 Cent just caught wind of the Game's $7 million legal mess, and true to form, wasted no time mocking him. And honestly, it's giving Diddy who, because now Fifth has redirected his full attention to the Game's downfall. The situation is looking rough. The Game just lost a major court battle related to DV allegations and is now being forced to sell his mansion to cover the payout. Naturally, 50 Cent is getting a kick out of it, and social media is loving every second. But here's where things get even more complicated. The accusations against the Game bear a striking resemblance to what Diddy has been facing. And that's led people to start asking, is the Game just as bad? Let's break it all down. If you've been following the beef between 50 Cent and the Game since the early 2000s, you know this isn't anything new. This feud has been simmering for nearly 2 decades. And 50 has never missed a chance to throw shade at the Game. Let's rewind a bit. The Game got his start with G-Unit under Dr. Dre's guidance, with 50 Cent playing a key role in launching his career. But it didn't take long before their egos collided. Literal and lyrical shots were fired and everything fell apart quickly. Since then, it's been a non-stop cycle of diss tracks, legal battles, shady interviews, and trolling posts on social media. The Game would throw indirect shots in interviews, 50 would hit back with memes and sarcastic captions. There was even that infamous leaked phone call where the Game accused 50 of being a snitch, and 50 clapped back by calling the Game a male dancer turned rapper.
And you seen that fucking picture, man? That shit is, somebody put my fucking head on a stripper's body, bro. Like, and I want to say it was 50, bro. But like, what? Like, get the fuck out of here. That shit looks crazy, bro. And you know I've had tattoos since I was like fucking 14.
Right.
But that body, whoever's body that was or is, has no tattoos. Like, that shit is crazy.
Now, fast forward to today, the Game's house is being taken by the courts, and 50 Cent is celebrating like he hit the jackpot. His posts are dripping with pettiness. But let's be clear, this isn't just for laughs. 50 has built part of his brand on publicly calling people out. He's done it to Ja Rule, Young Buck, Wendy Williams, and now the Game is next in line, and it's not just the Game catching heat. 50's been dragging Diddy into the mix too. And when I say relentless, I mean relentless. He's been feeding off the Diddy controversy like it's a full-course meal. Ever since the Cassie allegations broke, and especially after CNN released that hotel surveillance video, 50's Instagram has basically turned into a Diddy expose page. He posted the video with captions like, "Your Honor, this theory of Cassie kicking Diddy's ass, I'm not buying it," while throwing shade as Diddy sits in custody. He even shared videos of people dissecting the alleged cover-ups, comparing Diddy to Harvey Weinstein and hinting there's more footage out there. 50's been acting like an investigative journalist. He's not letting go. Now, with Diddy's legal issues mounting and the trial underway, 50's spotlight has turned back to his old rival, The Game. And it's not looking good. Here's the background if you missed it. Back in 2016, a woman named Priscilla Rainey sued The Game for alleged SA during the filming of his VH1 dating show She's Got Game. According to court documents, she claimed that The Game got her intoxicated and high, then assaulted her on camera, putting his hands under her dress, touching her inappropriately, and committing SA while the production crew reportedly ignored it.
What would be your final take about being on the She Got Game show?
My final take on it, it was an experience. I set out to, do something to promote myself and do something to advance my career, because I own a mobile day spa called Luxe Boutique, and I also have a clothing line called Wet by Rain. And I figured this would be a great opportunity for me. I was single at the moment, so I did it. But it turned out to honestly be a nightmare.
The show?
Yeah.
Why? A nightmare?
It was a
That's
nightmare.
a little strong, no?
No, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
You want to care to elaborate on why you feel it was a nightmare?
Well, everybody knows that during the filming I was sexually assaulted. Everybody knows I'm in the midst of a lawsuit. Everyone attacks me, bashes my character.
Hold on.
Here's the twist. The Game never showed up in court, not even once. So, what happened? The judge issued a default judgment against him for $7.1 million, and ever since, he's been avoiding payment like it's a tax bill. Fast forward to now, and the court has clearly had enough. They've approved the sale of The Game's Calabasas home, yes, the one with the gated entrance, pool, and scenic views, to help cover the judgment. The property is listed at $4 million, which still leaves him around $3 million short. Meanwhile, Priscilla Rainey has already started collecting roughly $400,000 from his music royalties. Since 2016, The Game has been posting on Instagram insisting that Rainey would never get a dime from him, but now she's slowly but surely being paid.
If I did, then I would try to settle or do whatever I got to do, or something like that. But so that's why it's drawn out. I think at some point, because I missed that court date in Chicago and she got that judgment, there might have to be a settlement. But again, I don't chase money, and so whatever that is, if it makes it go away or it does away with it, because I'm fucking tired of dealing with it, lawyers, and I don't know how many millions of dollars I didn't pay. I don't know how many lawyers it's been or how much money that's been paid out on lawyers defending this stupid shit. But it is continuous, and it's been, I don't know how many years. I think that was 2014, 15 or something like that. So we're approaching like damn near a decade on this. And yeah, I know for a fact, 100% I was there. She was there. She knows that I didn't violate her. We had interactions after the supposed incident where she was in my face and massaging my feet and all of that. So it's just like, I just don't get the pursuit of this.
Even
What
worse?
made things worse was the court discovering that The Game had tried to transfer ownership of the mansion to a shell company called JTT Holdings. The judge, however, flagged the move as fraudulent. That attempt at a legal workaround completely backfired, and here's where the trolling escalated. Rick Ross, who doesn't exactly have a history of getting along with 50 Cent, decided to join the mockery. That's how rough this loss was. Ross took to Instagram and posted a screenshot of a headline about The Game potentially losing his house. But he didn't stop there. He added GIFs, including one of a man dancing in swim trunks like it was a pool party. The message was loud, sarcastic, and immature, just how the internet prefers it. Naturally, The Game didn't take that shade lightly. Reports say he responded directly to Ross through DMs with a harsh message. Even if I lost my house, which I didn't, you'll still be a fat bee ninja. That Ozempic gonna kill you before the Twinkies do. 304 ninja. Then things got even. More juvenile. The Game went on Instagram stories, accusing Rick Ross of reporting his account and getting it temporarily suspended. The officer got my account put in jail for a day. How do y'all support these weirdos? He posted, implying Ross snitched on him, a not-so-subtle reference to Ross's past as a corrections officer. Fans didn't hold back either. One viral comment summed it up. He's a fool for skipping court. She won by default. Another read, how do you lose $7 million just because you didn't show up? That's not just careless, that's irresponsible. Social media wasn't sympathetic. Many felt the game basically handed her the win, but then the discourse got ugly. Some users began blaming the victim. One particularly disturbing comment said she didn't deserve respect and questioned how she dressed, suggesting she invited that behavior. Did she even have on underwear? She probably looked like a real 304 and he treated her accordingly. That post sparked an entirely new debate. People started asking whether the game was really to blame or if the show's environment encouraged such behavior. A few even defended him, claiming the situation might have been provoked. It turned into a textbook example of victim blaming and misogyny, but it also highlighted just how divided people are about the case. And then things started to feel even more unsettling. As more people reviewed the allegations against the game, they began noticing similarities to what Diddy has recently been accused of. Women coming forward years later, stories involving manipulation, intoxication, violations, reality show settings, imbalanced power dynamics, and most notably, long-standing silence. Cassie's video changed public perception of Diddy, offering a glimpse of what may have occurred behind closed doors. While the game hasn't had any footage surface, the court documents themselves are highly detailed and troubling. Plus, over the years, other women have hinted at inappropriate or aggressive behavior from the game, with some saying they didn't feel safe around him. There have been whispers, online, chatter, and discussion threads for years. But now, with this recent legal ruling, people are pulling up everything from the past. What's striking is that both the game and Diddy claim they're being unfairly targeted. The game insists that Rainey had the lawsuit planned all along, while Diddy claims that Cassie and the other accusers are simply after a payout. But the patterns are becoming too consistent to ignore. Now here's where it gets more complicated. Did you know that the game and Diddy used to be close? Before Dr. Dre even got involved, the game was running with Diddy for a solid 2 years. He's mentioned it in interviews, how they'd attend the same events, same nightclubs, and spend time at Diddy's infamous parties. You know, the ones the industry gossips about, the kind where phones are confiscated at the door, and NDAs are signed on entry.
What are your thoughts on it? Did you and Puff maintain a relationship over the years or not really?
I still got a relationship with Puff. Whenever I talk to him, it's always gonna be the same. He ain't never been nothing to me but a good person. I've been around Puff for millions of times, and I ain't never seen, none of the shit that people are talking about, but that's just my experience. I don't know what other people experience, if it's true, if it's not true or whatever. I just know Puff always been good, a good mentor and a good big brother and somebody in hip hop that I looked up to for obvious reasons.
So let's be honest here. If the game was immersed in that scene, right next to Puff back in the early 2000s, it raises questions about what he may have seen or participated in. And with both now facing accusations of similar misconduct, the phrase "birds of a feather" starts to feel relevant. Some fans online are even speculating that the game may have adopted some behaviors during his Diddy years. And when it comes to potentially learned behavior, the game has had his share of questionable moments, especially concerning his personal life and choices. Take the Tokyo Tony incident as an example. If you missed it, the game appeared on Tokyo Tony's podcast and the conversation got uncomfortable fast. He casually claimed he had been intimate with Blac Chyna, but it didn't stop there. Tokyo Tony, never one to avoid controversy, didn't hold back. She said outright, "I heard you messed with my daughter like it was nothing." Then added, "Me too," implying she wouldn't mind being involved herself.
This black ass nigga that's about to come out to fuck my daughter. I want to hear about it. Ooh. So he said.
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
It's too much for you,
and
baby.
I ain't never told nobody mama this about their kid in my life, but today gonna be the night.
Do it. I'm listening.
Your daughter ain't no slouch down there.
Oh.
She ain't no slouch, huh?
She shouldn't be.
She get it in.
Ooh. She shouldn't be. Oh, that thing good or something?
No, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about a 2-hand twist.
Me too.
Oh, whoa, what the
What, cracking the pepper?
Ooh.
Okay, so gang, we want to know.
I'll tell you right now, this motherfucking show this gonna be all right.
The people want to know, gang. Put your pussy
He
out.
the first man to see me since another man in 22 years.
That's crazy.
Now, this is where things took a turn. The game, without missing a beat and staying true to his unfiltered style, replied, "I'll take one for the team." That wasn't just playful banter. It was awkwardly bold. Tokyo Tony later claimed she was only joking, but the whole exchange had an uncomfortable vibe. And it mirrors the kind of bizarre, over-the-top behavior that Diddy has also been accused of behind closed doors.
Hey, good morning. So y'all seen the show. Let me break something down. Bitch is TV. I'm a whole married bitch to Marcellus Hunter. Honey. We all sat in and watched it last night. And it was funny. However, it's amazing how you slut bucket nobody ass bitches worried about me cocking a leg up. But you didn't worry about him calling me names. You didn't worry about him putting a person's name in shit that wasn't there. That you never could prove that you fucked anybody. So make me understand why these jealous ass nobody bitches love to be so invested in me. Bitch, stay invested. Make sure you subscribe to the Zeus Network. Bitch, it gets better than this. You know I am the show. I am motherfucking TV. Go! Act Zeus! He told me. So, at the end of this, they didn't show it. I was kind of baffled why they didn't, since it started off that way. I guess they wanted to keep it cute. But no, he kissed my hand at the end. And hey, game, it was all in fun, all in TV. That man has a baby on the way. Take notice, when we asked him about his kids or woman, he did not mention it. Pay attention to that part. But he has a fucking new baby on the way. He ain't just get her pregnant yesterday. So, it's TV.
We also can't ignore the game's criminal background. It's relevant, especially when looking at the legal trouble he's in today. Take his 2015 altercation involving an off-duty police officer. This wasn't a minor issue. The game was playing basketball, and out of nowhere, he punched the off-duty LAPD officer and allegedly threatened to kill him. As a result, he faced felony charges for criminal threats, along with misdemeanor counts of assault and battery.
But the game pleaded not guilty to assaulting an off-duty police officer. Game turned himself into a...
Jump ahead to 2017. After years of legal wrangling, the game ended up pleading no contest. His sentence: 3 years of probation, 120 hours of community service, and 26 anger management classes. Clearly, his temper had landed him in trouble once again. But that wasn't the first time. Back in 2007, he had already been involved in another legal incident, this time tied to a weapons charge. Allegedly, he threatened someone with a firearm during a different basketball game. He also pled no contest in that case, which led to a 60-day jail sentence, 150 hours of community service, and once again, 3 years of probation. Now, if we take a step back, it's hard to ignore the consistent pattern of violent behavior. There seem to be long-standing issues with anger and control, and they keep surfacing over the years. And while all this unfolds, there's one person observing everything like it's the finale of Power: Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. He's been reposting memes, cracking jokes, and subtly throwing shade at everyone involved. And to be fair, he's not exactly wrong. He's been calling out many of these same figures for years. Now that the evidence is coming to light, he's just sitting back, watching it play out. Game's house on Zillow, Diddy's empire unraveling. He remains unbothered, paid, and still petty. And let's be real. Knowing 50, he's probably already pitching a docu-series about the whole situation. Wouldn't be surprising if he drops a new EP titled G-Checks and Lawsuits next week. So, now we have to ask, was 50 Cent just being petty all along? Or was he actually ahead of the curve? Is the game just another celebrity caught up in controversy? Or is he entangled in something far more serious? And as more secrets start coming to light, how many other major players in hip-hop are about to be exposed? Let me know what you think in the comments. This story is far from over. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next time a celeb makes headlines.